Hey everyone, welcome to another Friday video and another Friday Fish Files. Today I want to talk about a fish that really got me hooked on all the different types of species of plecos that are out there. And that pleco is the one that's in my 40-gallon breeder here behind me, and that is the Panaqolus maccus, or the clown pleco. But first I want to put out a big thank you to all of my subscribers. I recently just hit 500 subscribers on the channel, so I am majorly excited about that. If anyone is watching this who has not subscribed, go ahead and click that red button down below, and don't forget to give a like on this video too. So in my opinion, this pleco is a great one to start off with as a beginner. First of all, it's not going to be a tank buster. Most of the time they're going to hit about 3 inches max, maybe a little bit over that, but they make a great pleco for 20-gallon and above, I would say. These guys can handle quite a range of temperatures, anywhere from about 73 up to about 82 degrees Fahrenheit. As far as pH goes, these guys can take mid-level pH, so you're looking at about 6.5 to about 7.5. And when it comes to feeding these guys, they are not primarily algae eaters. They may scrape off a little bit here and there from off of your glass or off of your decorations, but for the most part these guys are going to be mostly carnivorous, and probably the most interesting part is that they actually eat wood. So when you're setting up a tank for them, you do want to make sure you include some type of wood in the tank. I've kept mine with manzanita driftwood, Malaysian driftwood, and spider driftwood, and they seem to really like all of them. Now, the spider driftwood, I think, is a little bit softer than Malaysian and manzanita, so they do seem to eat that one a little bit faster. It's good to supplement their diet with things like zucchini. Some of them will take squash. Sometimes you can get them to eat sweet potato. They will eat algae tabs, but probably the best foods I've seen them eating would be either fresh vegetables or rapashi. And for my plecos, I choose to do a mix of morning wood and soylent green, and also a little bit of bottom scratcher. So they kind of get a good balance of different things in there. Now, being a wood-eating pleco, these guys essentially poop sawdust. There's just no other way to really say that. But the good thing is, with the frequent water changes and the occasional gravel vacuuming, or just sucking up the debris on the surface of whatever substrate you're using, you can keep your tank looking at least clean. Now, these guys tend to be a little bit shy. Most people that keep them see them maybe, if they're lucky, once a week. But in my experience, I've found a way to kind of get them out a little bit more. So we're going to take a closer look at the 40 breeder here, and I'll show you what I've done to kind of bring them out of hiding. So like I said, these guys can be pretty shy, and they're not really fond of bright lighting. So a couple things I've done to bring mine out. One thing is, there is tannins in my tank, which does kind of dim the lighting a little bit, but that only somewhat helps. They still tend to be spooked, even with the tannins in the tank. The biggest thing I found to really get them to come out is to give them areas where there's shadowy regions. So like right here in the tank, you can see I've got this one piece of driftwood, and it's kind of overhanging forward. And so a lot of times I'll see the plecos kind of hiding out in this little area here. And it's dark enough so that they feel comfortable enough to show themselves a little bit, but it's still bright enough and out in the open where I can see them almost on a daily basis. Alright, so now that we've talked about how to bring your plecos out of hiding a little bit more, what can you put in the tank with them? Well, it's pretty easy for these guys. They pretty much get along with everybody. I've kept them with all kinds of tetras, German blue rams, Bolivian rams. They have been kept with farluellas, other species of catfish, cory cats, and the pufferfish that's back there too. So they actually pretty much get along with everybody, especially since they spend most of their time hiding. You can keep these guys in a group. You just have to make sure you provide enough space and territories where they can pick out different areas to hide in. You definitely don't want to just have one cave, or you will tend to get a lot of fighting, especially between males. Alright, and finally, let's talk breeding. This is the one thing I actually don't have any experience with these guys on. It's on my bucket list of things to do. Right now I have 2 females and a male in the tank. Sexing them is relatively easy. There's a few ways you can do it. So this is an image from Planet Catfish, and you can see the male on the left, female on the right. The male is going to have a lot more pronounced spikes on the back region of their caudal fin or tail, and the female does not have as many. Another way you can tell is by looking at the bottom of the fish. If you happen to net the fish and take it out of the water, you can see the female is going to have a larger, what they call a genital papilla, which essentially is like cichlids. You would have a breeding tube. Female's going to have the larger breeding tube. It's pretty much the same thing with these guys. I find that it's usually a little bit more difficult to sex these guys out until they get a little more mature, especially with the males. They really don't start to show those odontodes on their side for a good bit of time. But like I said, when it comes to breeding these guys, I have not been able to get mine to breed yet. But like I said, I'm hoping one of these days to accomplish that. But I will leave a link down below to a pretty good journal entry on planetcatfish.com that has a really good description of how he set up the tank and how he got them to breed. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know down below in the comments if you've kept clown plecos before and what your experience with them has been. I enjoy keeping mine, and I hope they continue to fuel my pleco obsession for a long time. As always, remember to hit that subscribe button, remember to hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in next Friday's video.